The restaurant door closed behind him with a soft chime, and in that exact moment, Daniel felt the strange certainty that his life was about to change forever. He was a poor single dad who had almost cancelled this blind date 3 times, once because his daughter had a fever, once because he couldn't find his only decent shirt, and once because he looked at his nearly empty wallet and thought, who am I kidding? Yet here he was. And then he saw her. She was sitting at the corner table, her head bowed, shoulders trembling, tears falling freely into her hands. Before a single word was spoken, Daniel understood something terrifying. Whatever had broken her had the power to break him too. Stay with this story till the end, because what she says next doesn't just change his night, it rewrites his entire future. And if stories about unexpected kindness, shattered pride, and second chances move your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this only grow stronger when shared. Daniel hesitated, unsure whether to approach. The woman looked elegant even while crying, dressed in a simple but expensive-looking coat, her hair perfectly styled despite the tears. She wasn't what he expected from the vague description his coworker had given him. She's nice, professional, a bit guarded. Nothing about crying alone on a blind date had been mentioned. For a moment, he considered turning around and leaving. He was used to rejection, used to disappointment, used to people looking at him and deciding he wasn't enough. But then he thought of his daughter, Emma, and the way she always told him, "Daddy, you're brave when you do scary things." So he took a breath and walked toward the table. "I'm Daniel," he said gently, keeping his voice low so he wouldn't embarrass her. I think I might be your date." She looked up sharply, eyes red and glassy, clearly startled. For a second, she seemed ready to tell him to leave. Then something in his face, maybe the nervous smile, maybe the sincerity, made her pause. "I'm Laura," she said, wiping her cheeks with a napkin. "I'm sorry. This isn't exactly a great first impression." "It's okay," Daniel replied quickly. "We don't have to do this if you don't want to. I can just sit, or leave, or pretend I never saw anything." That earned a small, broken laugh from her. "You're kind," she said softly. "Most people would have walked away already." She gestured to the empty chair. "Please, sit. I could use someone who doesn't expect me to be perfect right now." They sat in an awkward silence at first, the kind filled with clinking cutlery and murmured conversations from other tables. Daniel felt painfully aware of his worn shoes, his cheap jacket, the fact that he'd checked the menu beforehand to make sure he could afford the least expensive dish. Laura took a shaky breath and looked at him again, really looked at him this time. "Before this goes any further," she said, her voice trembling, "I need to say something. Something honest." Daniel nodded. Honesty was something he respected, even when it hurt. "Okay. I almost didn't come tonight," Laura continued. "I've had a terrible week. Actually, a terrible year. And tonight was supposed to be different. I told myself I'd give normal life a chance." She swallowed hard. "But sitting here, waiting for you, I realized how tired I am of pretending." Daniel leaned forward slightly. "Pretending what?" She laughed again, but this time there was bitterness in it. "Pretending that success makes you strong. Pretending that money fixes loneliness. Pretending that I don't wake up every morning feeling like a fraud." Her words surprised him. She didn't sound like someone who had failed at life. She sounded like someone drowning quietly. "You don't seem like a fraud," he said. "You seem human." Laura's eyes filled with tears again. "I'm the CEO of a multinational company," she said suddenly. "I manage thousands of employees. I negotiate deals worth more money than I can even process. And yet, tonight, I couldn't stop crying because I realized I don't know how to be me without all of that." Daniel froze. CEO. The word echoed in his mind, heavy and sharp. He thought of his own life, his tiny apartment, his night shifts, his constant struggle to make ends meet. He felt suddenly small, out of place. "Oh," he said quietly. "I didn't know." "That's the problem," Laura replied, her voice cracking. "No one ever knows me. They know my title. They know my salary. They know what they want from me." She looked him straight in the eyes. "And now I'm scared I've made a mistake coming here, because once you know who I am, you'll either treat me differently or feel like you don't belong." Daniel swallowed hard. He could feel something tightening in his chest. "I'm not exactly in your world," he admitted. "I'm a single dad. I work 2 jobs. I count coins before grocery shopping. And right now, I'm wondering if you'll think less of me once I say that. Laura stared at him, stunned. Then she whispered the words that shattered him. I wish I had your life. Daniel felt as if she'd slapped him. Not out of cruelty, but out of despair. My life, he repeated softly. You wish you had this. Yes, she said, tears spilling again. You have something real. Someone who needs you. A reason to wake up that isn't a stock price or a board meeting. I have everything people dream of, and I've never felt so empty. For a moment, Daniel couldn't speak. He thought of the nights he'd gone to bed hungry so Emma could eat. The mornings he'd woken up exhausted, his body aching, his spirit worn thin. He thought of the shame he felt when teachers talked about school trips he couldn't afford. It's not easy, he said finally, his voice low and raw. Loving someone that much is terrifying. Every day, I worry I'll fail her. Every day, I'm scared that no matter how hard I try, it won't be enough. Laura listened, really listened, and something shifted between them. But you keep trying, she said. That's what I admire. I've spent my life building walls to protect myself. You've spent yours breaking yourself just to protect someone else. Dinner arrived, mostly untouched, as they talked. Slowly, the distance between their worlds began to shrink. Daniel told her about Emma, her laughter,